My blended learning model was built in our LMS Schoology. Schoology has been in place for many years in my district, and with predominantly high school students, they are quite familiar with how Schoology is run. My overview introduction start here module looks a little bit different from what we've been exposed to in the ADL program with our EDLD courses, mainly because it's catered toward high school students, ninth graders at that. For this reason, things are laid out a little bit more explicitly. Through my experiences working with students at this level, organization is extremely important, not only so they can navigate efficiently and effectively, but also so students can begin to develop their own organizational skills. I think of this as modeling in a way. This blended learning model will be implemented by my ninth grade Algebra 1 team, including myself, Becky Chang, Rosie Esposito, and our co-teachers and assistants. I chose to separate my Start Here section from my general course information. Within my Start Here section, I included an introduction about myself, which can be seen here, with a picture of myself introducing me, about me inside and outside of school, similar to the biography that I give about myself on Back to School Night. Since this course will be taught in a blended learning setting, students will get to know me in person. However, it is nice to have this for parents. For the same reason, I included my Back to School Night video. I feel both of these play a big role in the relationship aspect and the connection between home and school. The school night videos are created in my district to reach out to parents who are unable to make it that night, similar to the blended learning model. Within this section, I also have directions for accessing our ebook as well as a direct link to this page. When students ask how to access it, rather than having to go through this with each individual student, I will point them in this direction. The slide can be explicitly shown and is similar to the slide that I have used in in-person instruction in the past. It is essential to develop self-advocacy skills for students at this age. The student-teacher lounge expectations are clearly explained in the Start Here section below. This is just the directions, as the student-teacher lounge will be kept on the main page so it's easily accessible. Additionally, this is a good time to point out some of the features of Schoology. The messaging feature is one of the most important, particularly for ninth grade students, so again, they can continue to increase their self-advocacy skills, reaching out to teachers when they have any questions or concerns. Stated, I broke up the Start Here and General Course Information sections. In my General Course Information section is this, while the Start Here section is a bit parent-based, the General Course Information focuses more on the students. The goals and General Course Information, providing an overview of the course, discussing the blended learning model, office hours, and other important aspects of this course. The goal for this course can be seen above in the General Course Information tab, stating, while all of our individual goals vary, our shared goal in Algebra 1 is to develop as individuals both inside and outside of the classroom, focused around critical thinking, problem solving, communication, and collaboration skills. You can see here that several different things in this course, particularly pages, are put right into the folder. That way students do not have to search and click on each individual tab. I was also able to embed our syllabus right here, which runs through some specifics of the course, as well as a second chance learning policy. Our syllabus is a district-developed document and fairly consistent through all of mathematics courses in my school. The syllabus, aside from discussing general expectations, also speaks to grading and pacing for the year. Additionally, the syllabus also covers our second chance learning policy. However, I put a specific page in this model, which can be seen here, summarizing the process and importance. Course outcomes are communicated via the syllabus, but also laid out in each individual model that we work through throughout the year. We know that all students learn in different ways. This becomes particularly evident in a blended learning model. In my additional online resources for extra help section, although students will now be able to move at their own pace and much of the content will be naturally differentiated, extra help is always useful. This additional help section will continue to be populated throughout the year with many content-specific tools. However, the three consistents, which can be seen here, Khan Academy, Kuda Software, and Purple Math, provide help in different ways: videos, worksheets, and written tutorials, respectively. Found that putting a page break essentially to break up daily modules can become extremely useful in helping the students organize their materials. As we progress through the year, the modules will be placed in a folder right here titled Past Course Folders. Each weekly folder or daily folder, or depending on the pace, could be several times a day, will be posted below this. To go into a little bit deeper, my module 1 that I will cover is called Introduction to Polynomials and Basic Operations. Within this folder, you will see an overview, guided notes, and practice. These two documents will be used for the whole unit. Students will be given a packet for these in class and will have access to them, and they will align closely with each individual lesson. The overview provides expectations for the students as they progress through the module. It gives the goals and the concepts that are covered and provides some information on how to navigate through the module. It is extremely important that students are familiar with this process early on, as we will follow a similar instruction as we progress through the year. When we begin lesson 1, we will see the name of the lesson and all of the necessary materials required for that lesson. For this first one, Introduction and Naming Polynomials, we will have a discussion board to start. This is an asynchronous discussion board where students complete a pre-lesson check-in. This is just to get students involved and to get them start thinking in terms of the concept they will be learning. I will continue to monitor the discussion board and ensure that students are acting appropriately and responding in a timely manner. A graphic organizer is provided for this specific lesson, however, that will vary from lesson to lesson. For this specific lesson, Introduction to Naming Polynomials, 2 videos are provided. At times, the videos will be recorded by me. At times, they will be taken off the internet appropriately. There will be optional practice, sometimes included depending on the lesson, and always some form of a formative check, whether 1, 2, 3, or whatever is appropriate for the given lesson. At the end of this specific lesson, there is a discussion board where students will be creating 5 of their own problems, and they will be responding to others. Again, the guidelines are strictly formatted. They will complete their partner's practice problems and comment on the post so the classmate know they did their problems, and they will go back and grade the work of their classmates. Lesson 2 for this module will be based around adding and subtracting polynomials. There will be a pre-assessment, 2 videos now created by me with voiceovers, practice, a reflection as a discussion board, and a post-assessment. The goal is to compare the pre-assessment to the post-assessment to see the growth. The post-assessment will be cumulative and it will include lesson 1. Lesson 3 for this will be on multiplying polynomials. Since there are 4 different types of multiplying for polynomials that we will cover, this will be a tiered lesson. At the beginning of each tier, there will be directions and a video to watch. In order to move on to the next tier, the students must get all 4 questions correct in their check-in. The directions here say when you are working on this tier, you must be sitting in the front left of the room. In order to move on to the next tier, you must get a 100% on the check-in. The same directions can be found in each tier of this lesson, obviously putting students in different spots in the room, allowing them to work together and problem solve and develop those critical thinking and problem solving skills. Additionally, there is an enrichment folder here for any students who progress quickly through the 4 tiers. Here you will see a practice worksheet as well as the answer key so students can check their own work. The lesson in this module will be a Unit 7 Quiz 1 review. This will be done more synchronously in order to ensure that students are prepared in preparation for their district created assessment, which we can be seen here below. There are additional extra resources, some extra videos that I provided, and again, this will vary from module to module. The discussion for this last lesson will be based around studying tips, providing others with some feedback and ideas in order to prepare themselves for the upcoming assessment. At the time of the quiz, the Module 1 quiz will be open and published for students to complete, and then upon completion, it will be closed again so students cannot access it any longer. Audio feedback will be provided to students via Schoology based on their assessment scores. My 3-column table lays out a general structure of this course, more specifically this unit. Per district guidelines, there's a scope and sequence we have to follow. For this reason, each unit is required to have 2 to 3 quizzes followed by a unit test at the end. The unit tests are standardized across the district, so we do not have much freedom as far as pacing. hence the structure of the modules presented. All mathematics courses in my district are predominantly teacher-led, with occasional student-driven activities whenever time allows. This course is being built out in a student-driven blended learning module, where students can move at their pace and the instructor is facilitating the learning and providing help as needed, which can be seen in some of these different lessons in Module 1. There will be a deadline where students have to wrap up by. However, the blended learning model allows students the freedom to move at their own pace and work outside of the classroom. As we provide quizzes and tests, the teacher will play a bigger role in the in-person setting, making sure that students are prepared to have a deeper understanding of the concepts as they approach mastery. As I mentioned, students are familiar with navigating Schoology, so this transition should be smooth as far as managing where to find materials. The amount of time spent collaborating synchronously versus asynchronously should hover around 75% asynchronous and 25% synchronously. However, working together will be encouraged to promote these social skills. Infrastructure and system issues have all been resolved following COVID-19, so this should not be a concern, as we have been one-to-one for many years and Wi-Fi has been made available for free to those who do not have access. Following modules will be formatted in a similar way, obviously varying based on the content covered. Module 2 can be seen below, and Module 3 and Module 4 will be similar as well.